Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. This is Jeff. I usually play Jerr Lan.
This is Jeremy, usually playing Julian Illix.
This is Aaron, usually playing Sam Feluge.
This is Johnny, usually playing Chime North.
And I'm Jordan, and I'm the game master.
And
Ellie,
I'm Ellie, and I don't exist. I am Ellie, usually playing Archie.
And Ellie, you actually had something that you said, like, oh, and then you were like, paused.
I was getting my notes open so that I could document the points for tonight.
Yes.
I was looking at my goals, and I one of them is protect friends, and in parentheses, mostly animals, ... sometimes friends, like humans. So I protected a friend tonight.
You did.
Yay!
So
And
that's
sprung in a
exciting.
trap.
Yep.
This was a fun evening, or a fun afternoon.
Yeah, it was.
I would agree. I don't think it was a trap. I think it was a random security checkpoint. Because we were all disguised. There's no way they would have known that we were going
No, I don't think it was a
back.
trap necessarily for us. It was just a trap.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
For an
like
android.
a regular ambush.
An android trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
A regular
see that.
ambush,
Yes.
like they would have in
It
the
wasn't
olden
targeting
days.
us.
Okay.
I mean, it was targeting
Yes.
us.
But it wasn't targeting our group specifically.
I mean, Jordan set it up to target us specifically.
Correct.
So what you're saying is that the characters in the game were not malicious. I was.
Yes.
Hold a flame.
Jordan was very malicious tonight with his choice of
Interpretation.
interpretations.
Literalism.
Hold
That
your
was a
fire!
great roll.
Hold your fire!
Okay.
They keep shooting, but they have a flame in their hands.
Yeah.
You find a radio. All right.
It plays Big Bang.
It plays big. What?
Or it doesn't work.
That's something that I always enjoy as the game master, is taking language and expectations and subverting it. I don't think that's something new. I've done that a lot.
Which for as players we get a little frustrated at that at times, but in the context of the city, that's the city at this point.
Yeah.
It seems like there is somebody out to kill you in the city
All the time.
each and every time, and now especially with the different factions.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not just worrying about, the council's out to get us. It's like, the council, these Gear Fangs, or
Right. And so that was the same thing, when
anti-markers.
when the skills challenge was announced, and then with a target of 27, at first I'm like, holy cow! Like, that's a ridiculously high number. And then start thinking about, okay, what is the actual state of the city? All right, yes, that is a realistic target number.
And listening back to previous campaigns, I think Jordan has learned his lesson, because I think it was at the end of Angel's Guard, we had a skill challenge, and it was like, "Brrr, we didn't fail once."
Yeah. Well, we were guaranteed at least one fail this skills challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was down 3 at one point, but 2 dice.
I was very cowardly. I should have let you die.
You should have let me die.
I should have had you die.
Yeah, I mean, the difficult part would have been working in a new character this late in the campaign.
Right. It would have
Yeah.
been very difficult. Although we had Kotorara that I could have just passed off.
Yeah.
No character sheet, but I could have passed
Or
the
this new character
Yeah.
that we just met also.
Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And Kotorara really could have done the same Healing Hands leadership role. But,
Well,
Maybe.
in a sense, probably has been
right.
in some fashion. Either he doesn't feel confident enough to declare himself the leader, or no one else really thinks of him as a leader.
Nobody will follow him.
Kotorara is an interesting character because he was a season 1 extra that kind of...
One episode extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about how I could circle back, and if we're having Colin Delby's wife, well then why not bring back another character who was connected to the early part of the story as well?
I kind of
Yeah.
like that.
It's good.
Yes.
So Julian was wanting to ask, and this is another thing he said he was going to ask about, but we never got back around to it, is what happened? Did the council come after Kotorara at some point, and he was able to escape? Because it was, if you remember, reveal at the end of Season 3, when we found out Katari was a twin, it was revealed that Jerr and Julian thought they were talking to Katari, but were talking to Katana, and revealed Kotorara's name.
Oh.
Yeah.
We all, at that point, were like, all of a sudden Katari got real interested in Kotorara's name. It's like, why is that? It's like, oh, did she go after Kotorara at that point?
Well, she might not have had time because of the explosion. Because Kotorara was working for the water treatment facilities.
Right.
And it was always kind of in my mind that he was the daytime foreman for the facility that exploded.
Yeah.
So, question for the GM, and it could be edited out later if it's not something we want to reveal. Or did Katari have a twin from the very beginning, or did that just come out because of like?
The first time Osei Katari had a twin was when we were in her place, when she first came down with severe symptoms of the root virus.
Okay, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
So
We were all upstairs in that building. Katari passed out. Julian connected with Daisy, and Daisy said Katari doesn't remember that she's a twin.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, I remember that.
So it required some...
Before then, none of us knew.
And even I don't think I knew at that point.
And that's what I was.
It was an impulse say. But
I
about 98% of what happens at the table is me saying something on impulse. And then having to remember it later on.
and that, I think because if there weren't for a Katari twin, I don't think Sam's bluff of she's trying to kill you would have ever worked.
No.
So I wanted to say that during the firefight, during the firefight, when you guys threw down the lightning,
That was awesome.
it was awesome. It was fantastic. But having practice with you guys, hearing the word strike, I probably would have like released the water or something. But it was also like super heated fight moment, and
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, based off of we practice as a team, us three specifically, you probably would have recognized that command coming from my voice especially.
yeah.
But you're absolutely right. There was just no time to react.
And you gotta remember, it's when you're in battle also, everything's happening simultaneously. It's not actually turn-based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but turn-wise, that took a while to get through that fight, but in game time, I think this is the fastest fight we've ever
definitely.
had. One round and everything is done.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
the fight lasted
So
maybe
a round
30 seconds.
No,
Yeah,
a
it's
round
6 seconds.
is what, like 3 seconds?
Oh, that's true.
Around
Five
6 seconds.
6 seconds?
6 seconds.
So
is
yeah,
around.
6 seconds from.
So yeah, from the time the manhole exploded.
Yep.
Because it would have been gunshot, everybody gets thrown back.
No,
Shadow, lightning
first it
bolt.
was the flame jet up against the water shield.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Followed by the gunshot, followed by that. I mean, it would have
6 seconds.
It was very chaotic.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were doing god tier stuff while still hearkening back to the very first problem of season 1, which was the time dilation, because that was done by combining two different powers. I always think of that as what you guys kind of modeled your teamwork aspects on.
Yeah.
Just needs some more communication work and real-time practice.
Right.
Yeah.
To figure out how to do that time dilation within our group. So when we're in a fight, we get like 5 rounds while everybody else gets 1.
But I think it was water. It was earth and fire.
Yeah, it was Earth and Fire.
It was.
Salt and fire.
And we don't
specifically.
currently have-
We don't have either.
You've got fire.
We have fire.
We have fire. We don't have
We
earth.
don't have.
I keep forgetting you're still fire.
Yeah.
Like,
You can throw more barrier with us.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to spice things up. I knew that I felt fire was going to be boring to use that of mine. I mean, yeah, fight fire with fire, but I felt like we needed to go back, and it's just like, what was that training for anyways?
Oh,
We spent how long training on that?
for Sam, it was
3
just to get you guys to like me again.
Yeah, but not for us.
Yeah.
I mean, there was an actual purpose besides the deception.
Yeah.
Right. Because I had used all of my goodwill, and I needed to build some back up.
Yep. Especially with Jerr.
Right.
And Julian.
And
What did
Julian.
He didn't shoot at you, Jerr.
No, he
He
didn't.
shot at Julian.
He didn't shoot at Jerr, but he,
So I did contemplate creating a firestorm
We're good.
instead, almost like a tornado of
Uh-huh.
fire.
unfortunately.
But let's save that. So I decided to go with the
With the
lightning strike first.
I really appreciated the lightning strike because it gave
Oh, I'm sure you did.
me some options.
I mean, could you imagine? It had to reverberate against the dome at
Oh
that
yeah,
point.
it was loud.
Yeah, the whole city heard it.
In fact, you probably hit the dome.
Oh, yeah, to discharge, yeah.
And not to toot my own horn or anything, but I felt like, yeah, it was an exciting part of the day to have some actual physical action.
Yeah,
But a lightning strike just added, spice. Yeah,
yeah.
it just created okay, shit. They're not playing around.
No, I appreciated it, and it's definitely the city is definitely ratcheted up compared to where you guys were last time.
Right.
I'm sure that loud explosion of thunder inside the dome is definitely shaking things up even further.
Not just that. So I just started thinking. I mean, we've got to be making a bit of a name for ourselves among all the factions. Because
yeah.
we're stacking bodies everywhere we go. I mean, the only time we have run is when it's been just recently against the driller, the hammer,
Earth,
yeah,
whatever.
the mountain.
The boulder.
Oh, is it just called Earth?
Earth.
Yeah. So that's the only one that we've
That's the
actually.
council name.
Right. I mean, we've offed 2 council members.
Uh-huh.
Many different fire drakes.
I mean, maybe the thing is that we don't go in disguise and let people know who we are, and they'll stop fighting us.
Like I said, it depends on what part of the city we're in.
Yeah.
There was a lot of great skills in that fight, though.
Mhm.
Like the shadow and you whipping around water
I love it.
was
I thought
great.
that was a good idea.
That was great.
I really like your creative uses of
Right.
your elementals. Like, I'm stuck with a spell sheet, and I really stick to that spell sheet.
Mhm.
But that was very creative, and I love it.
Then there's me.
Well, the spells that you came up with for Shade are really good and useful.
They're straight out of a spell book. I didn't come up with it, except
Oh.
for the darkness one.
yeah.
So
They're still really useful. And
They are.
The darkness
and they
And I
fit
couldn't-
our
Darkest one
character.
is very useful.
Yeah.
They fit the character was what I went for.
I couldn't necessarily think
There
of
was
anything
nothing
that
in
would
the
fit
book.
the character,
Mhm.
and there was nothing water-based in the book,
Right.
so I had to come up with some uniqueness. But
Mostly it's the water manipulation.
yeah,
It was
mostly
really-
it's the alteration
It was really well done between the
and
wall
conjuration.
between the wall and the whipping people around with it.
Yeah.
It was great.
I've used the wall before, the shield.
It's always a good one though.
So I think if we were going to vote for characters for role playing tonight, I'd have to give it to Jerr.
Yeah.
Honestly, in a lot
Yeah.
of ways, like if I was a voting member of the group, because I think Jerr had some really great role playing moments and even advanced his character quite a bit.
Yeah.
So why don't we go ahead and talk about that now that I've
Brought
tainted
it
the
up.
jury?
For which one first?
We'll go ahead and go with something easy and talk about role playing.
Yeah,
So I have to agree that it would be the character Jerr. Jeff, you did a great job.
thank
I
you.
know, Jeremy, you did in the beginning have a lot of. You didn't you had a lot of speaking moments where I thought,
just
oh,
showed
it was
up at
going
the
to
house.
develop a
Oh,
little more.
yeah.
Yeah, all the
Okay.
You had
the
a lot of
investigation.
action going on.
Yeah.
You had a
Yeah.
lot of investigation and stuff going
Right.
on. You were
So
really
I
playing
thought-
into the character.
Yeah, I thought, okay, well, it's not like it's centered around him, but he had a lot to do today. So I thought, oh, he's going to go into something that's just going to turn into a really good role playing part.
Yeah.
But then you just surprised us all, Jeff, with your character with healing somebody else, and then you're ending up Uno reverse, you're the one who needs healing. And it's just, I think that's going to be a big character growth for you trying to heal from this, because you said, what's the last time you
It was
Had to
over
do.
100 years ago.
Yeah, so this is like big for you. So you're usually the one healing. I think we all said that it affects the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, in several ways.
Yep, I think I even said it at the end of, I think it was the first episode, when Jeff, you said something to Kotorar. He's like,
Oh.
yeah, because you guys have been doing it all wrong.
Oh.
And I was like, yep, there's the Jerr we know.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be my vote too.
Same.
Cool. Mark that down, Jeff.
It's a win.
Get 1 character point back.
I'm up to 1.
Do we get a certain number to begin with?
3.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll give you guys 10.
yeah, 10 is our base.
10 is the base.
I used a lot more character points tonight than I wanted to.
I really put you all through a ring.
Yes, you
tonight.
did. Look, we have a discard pile of fate points, and there are probably about 20 fate points sitting right there.
There's got to be.
And
There were
that's not counting the ones
21.
that we...
21.
That's not counting the ones that were earned back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, tonight I think it had a lot to do with how we wanted our stories to play out. It was just kind of inevitable. It just wouldn't have made sense if some of us.
I actually
Really rolled
used
that
my
way.
fate points
Yeah.
today. I never used my fate points, and I actually used 2 of them.
I think every single one of us used a fake point today.
Oh, yeah.
I had 8 to start off with, got 9, and then ended up with 3. So I used 6.
I used 2.
I used 0.
You used all of them.
Yes, you used all of them.
Because Aaron said it, I think it's somewhere in the back of your mind, you're just like, they've got too many fate points. Let's have them use them all.
It's not even that. It's where are we in the story? If
Yeah,
we're
that's
coming
true.
to
That's
the end
true.
of the story, then we got to ratchet up the tension.
Yeah.
And we got to make you earn things. So that's why the skill challenge was really hard. That's why I don't think we've really had to deal with automatic fire in the game up until this point.
Not until this point.
You know, so are we dealing
Thank
with...
goodness we were in darkness, or else we would have been pinholed.
That's why I do what I do.
And you had a show, the meanwhile, Dirty Dancing with the raccoon.
Yep.
Uh-huh. We couldn't see it.
Julian is the only one that's...
Wait, you were saying that?
Julian could
Could you
see.
imagine? Like,
The real reason Julian just was like, nope. I don't want to see that.
Julian just like slow motion. What the hell?
Yeah.
So what about character advancement?
I don't know.
Not a whole lot of advances.
Not a whole lot of advancement.
Not a lot of room for advancement. And that's where it's going to be Jerr again with the gate, the sluice gate, because that's, from my interpretation of that, is Jerr is starting to begin that acceptance process of his water elemental. And so when it comes to character advancement, I think that's where it's going to be.
Yes. That was also set up with a couple things that happened with the other 2 water elementals that were in today's session. You had the other water elemental that was along for the ride, so to speak, with Crom Delby, which is another good thing that I don't think any of the characters were aware of that could possibly be a thing. It was called the
passer.
Passer.
Which I wasn't
yeah.
there for that conversation. I was downstairs.
Someone who just carries an elemental but doesn't gain anything from it. Except he was gaining healing from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably because he was unconscious.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And my question about that was, is the elemental he carried a subjugator or...
And that's the thing. It wouldn't say one way or the other.
We still have no idea what faction they're with.
You know?
Because all Julian got was these cryptic
healing.
images. Well, did we?
That was
We got healing hands from
March.
But we're talking about the water elemental itself.
In Crom? Or
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's not
with
the one in Crom. No.
Yeah, yeah. We knew
Right.
that Kotorar was healing hands. But that's another good thing, the distinction that, at least with Kotorar, at some point the water elemental is fully taking over, like Shade did with Sam that one time.
Yeah.
And
Which is a
Well, it
subjugator.
seems sort of like Kotorara was
Symbiotic.
allowing that to happen, though.
Yes.
Like, very hands-off sort of person.
because I totally said, matter of fact, he just told you. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
That was fun. That was a different dynamic.
Yeah.
yeah, that was very different.
So yeah, with that, I mean, you notice Julian didn't make a big deal of it because
You're just like, I don't...
he's realizing, okay, with elementals, there are
It's a spectrum.
the dynamic that could happen between a proxy and the elemental is so wide.
And I was trying to, with Beluga, I was trying very hard to make a very specific kind of elemental, because with Jerr's water elemental, we have a
Very closed
very
off.
closed off person until
Very
today.
well, until recently within his life.
Yeah. With Kodararas, we have a fairly open relationship, and not in that way. And with Beluga, we have a water elemental that has gone so native that he thinks of things in terms of water life, wildlife. So when you're asking about are you with the animal preserve? Yeah, here's my whales. And then you project this mental image of this fanged cog. He corrected it by going with the teeth that a blue whale uses to filter out.
Oh.
As a player, I could kind of make that connection, but
As a character,
Julian would probably be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Because not only that, Julian has no concept of
Whales.
sea animals.
Yeah.
Right. All his are land-based animals that Julian knows, so he has no idea what sea animals.
Exactly. Which is a great contextual problem to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with that, actually.
Yeah, when you started making whale noises, I was like, "Oh, great. I know exactly what that is." Julian's gonna be like. But anyway, that dynamic, especially in the water elemental side of it, I think set up a good spot to highlight Jerr's connection to that water elemental in a good way
That's true.
as well. So, I think Jerr gets the advancement as well.
You had a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Now let's see if he gets.
Can you get the trifecta?
Yeah,
Can you get
the triple
sweep?
I
crown?
don't know that.
That has never happened in the history of Bone Throwers Theater. There's never been a triple crown winner.
and his was a very good contender.
It was a very
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
I know. So
Yeah.
so you're telling me there's a chance?
So you want to go ahead and go around and explain what everybody brought for snacks this time?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Sure,
It was
Aaron?
so good.
All right, I brought a French toast, an overnight French toast casserole with a brown sugar crumbly topping.
Which
I-
was delicious.
I actually-
Very yummy.
Also, he brought burgers and dogs.
Yes, I also brought leftover burgers and hot dogs.
Let's see. I made a lemon blueberry biscuits with blueberry ice cream and
Homemade.
a garden fresh salsa.
Homemade. All of it.
Except for the chips.
Yes.
Well, yeah, except for the chips.
But they were hint of lime chips.
They were hint of lime, and those always win.
I brought freshly homemade donuts.
Which were so good.
I'm going to have
Thank
to
you.
get your recipe for those.
I made a fresh cherry cake with an almond glaze, and I had some cherry cider to go with it, but only Jordan had some of the cider.
It was good cider.
And I brought a breakfast cake, which is nothing but a giant waffle, but it had bacon and sausage in the waffle. It had
Cheese.
hash brown and cheese on top.
Not going to lie, when I saw it, I thought it was a quiche.
I thought so
Yeah,
too,
it
which
looked
I
like
was
a fish.
going to make today, but I decided against it.
It was very good.
Very
It was
yummy.
very good. There was not a bad snack
No,
in
not
the
at all.
bunch.
No.
Right, there very rarely is, but
Well, yeah.
Every once in a while,
Well,
there is one, though.
I mean, most times there's like a clear winner.
yeah.
Right. And this time it's like
I don't know.
go upstairs, close my eyes, and point at the table, and whichever one it lands on is.
I think I've narrowed it down to 2.
God, how?
We're going to have to go pause and go up and sample everything one more time. And
Let's see. The breakfast cake casserole thing Jeremy brought it was just the perfect amount of salt in it.
It was much
And
needed
it was such
salt.
a nice breakup from all the sweets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a much needed salty convection.
Yeah. Yeah, my two are the breakfast cake and
Confection.
the French toast. It's between those two for me.
My
And we
2 are the French toast and the cherry cake.
Ooh.
That cherry cake, though.
My 2 are the cherry cake and the biscuits.
Mine are cherry cake and the biscuits also.
so I'm hearing 3 cherry cakes.
And
I'm hearing 3
Oh,
cherry cakes.
3
Oh my
cherry
God.
cakes. Jeff,
Woo!
Trifecta.
For the first time ever at Bone Throwers Theater, one person has won all 3 points.
It only took 300 episodes.
And your character to almost die.
By now, it's like 350, but it's,
Wow.
it only took your character almost dying, and you're spending all of your character points.
Yeah. I had 0 character points, and I was down to 1 fate point.
But you made it through.
Somehow you made it.
And it's only because Jordan bent the rules.
Yes.
Pretty significantly.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, we've bent the rules before to try and save a character, and it didn't work. We
Yeah.
bent the rules for Byram, and there was just no more bending we could do.
For Byram, it was you got killed by a guard dog. For you, it's like you got blown up by your own party members.
Yeah.
With
Which
lightning.
friendly
Pretty
fire.
awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Which brings me to one of my funniest lines. I think it was in Grin, where everybody's complaining. It was like, well, I got killed by a cheerleader. And then Jeff's like, that's okay, I got killed by a doorknob.
Yep. I definitely got killed by a doorknob.
We should do Grin again sometime soon. That's a
Every
fun
time I
one.
hear that, I just die laughing.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up our episode. Thank you very much for listening. Of course, if you want to reach out and tell us what you thought of this episode and the twist ending with the giant kaiju rampaging through the middle of Consiglio.
Yeah. That.
As soon as you started to make the footstep noise, Eric still takes me back to the time where we were playing and Dabo was playing with the squeaky toy.
Oh, yeah. At least you got some good squeaky toy samples for kaiju races.
So this is almost 2 years on the dot of me being with you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I just realized that.
Yep.
2 years already?
Of 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
It doesn't feel like that, does it?
No.
Well, after this week it does.
Hey.
Nothing to do with the game itself. It's
No,
Jeff,
nothing to
Jeff
do with
started
the
a
game.
new job.
Yeah, I started a new
Look
job.
Look how your week turned out.
Oh, the trifecta.
It's true.
Work hard and you'll go far. Timing is everything.
Yeah, timing is everything.
Work hard, you'll go far. Timing is everything, and everyone deserves a second chance.
And that pretty much sums it up. But yeah, 2 years is pretty crazy to
That's-
think about it.
Yeah.
Congratulations on making it this far.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for putting up with us for so long.
And you weren't sure you would enjoy this.
Still not sure. Still not sure.
I mean, Aaron
Verdict's out.
questions his choices every single time.
I mean, if I had
question
spoken more
Aaron's choices,
quietly.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening. We will talk to you all at another time. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.